and shine. This is your morning marijuana motivation time. Let me grab the moto. Let's get in on this show. It's your boy Marky Saint. Every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. So blessed. Even more so now that I don't take life so for granted since my friend's passing. I thought about it. Being Christopher Columbus. Being the man of the ship. Inviting these people on this journey that I'm not 100% guaranteed to make it. Watching them get up on my ship, and I can't guarantee their lives, but they're brave enough to join the journey. That's what I thought about this morning. It's just how unpredictable life is, right? And how I wouldn't want to know the outcome anyway. So many voyagers. We all know about Cortez. We know about Magellan. We know about Cook. And then we don't know about him being stabbed to death on the shores. There's actually a little brick where like Captain Cook died here. He was dumb enough to reach and touch the king, and that's when they stabbed him viciously. And all his men were from shore were like, I can't believe this is how the journey ends. Like this is it. This is how all of it stops. The end of Magellan's journey, the end of Christopher Columbus could have easily been like that. And just like in life, that changes so fast, and here we are not knowing the outcome. I like not knowing the outcome. I actually embrace not knowing how it's going to all end, and you didn't know how yours began. Your life was predestined into the stars, into the planets were aligned for you to have a sign, a zodiac sign, a characteristic, and some sort of personality with it, hopefully. Let's get in it. We try to make the most provisions. We try to plan for the worst, but we will never know. We don't know when Mount Vesuvius is going to erupt. We don't know when people have heart attacks, and we don't know the end of our journey. But that's the blessing of it, not knowing what's going to happen today. It's unpredictable. Like what's going to happen. Everybody wants to know. We'll pay people to read zodiacs, and we'll pay them to read tarot cards and our palms. But the fact is we don't know what's around the bend. I watch a lot of history repeat itself, obviously. A part of it's, slaying goats and cows to figure out the entrails of the bird. You see that discoloration on their liver, that means we're going to win the battle. But there are no guarantees. We don't know when Sir Richard Lionheart takes a crossbow from a boy in his shoulder, from a boy. And that infection killed the dynasty. We don't know that Alexander the Great was going to go across into Asia Minor further than anyone's ever been before and die at age 32. We don't know that we're watching Jimi Hendrix melt 27. All those magical 27-year-olds. Jim Morrison, you name it. Good luck, you 27. But that's worth life living. I'd much rather be Jimi Hendrix melting a guitar and changing the history of rock and roll than to never have lived at all. That's the beauty of life, is it's so unknowing, right? I'd like to think that before any of us mammals, right, it was just a perfect little system, right? It was a perfect little system of reptiles that go out into the sun, get the energy direct from it, much like plants do, and be able to function into a ecology that was unpredictable. We don't even know why we have water on this planet. We look around desperately for other planets to see who's wobbling in the sky, who else has water, who else has supplies that we can live. And that's the voyage. We go into it every day not knowing. We try our best to hedge our bets, our best to stop tragedy from happening. We do our best to make sure that our lives are perfection, but it's not predictable. We can try to get the smartest guys on the odds of a game, but guess what? It's still not predictable. If you know this about Vegas, the sports books is all about the gaming. When you're in basketball games and games, we don't control those people. We don't know the outcome. We try to put our smartest and brightest on it so they can make the most amount of money, but you don't know. You got to keep taking your shots. And that's what I almost called this morning, marijuana, to keep taking shots. You have to be brave enough to take the shot. Everybody wants to be like Michael Jordan, but nobody wants to be Michael Jordan when the pressure's on and he has to make the last shot and make it to win the game. But he'll tell you he's missed more than he's made. Everybody wants to be super clutch, but nobody wants to be in clutch situations. That's part of the journey. It's part of the destination, is for us to keep taking shots at this thing called life. We don't know that our kids are going to turn up a certain way with a certain personality and act like us, look like us, but we take a shot. I'm sure most of us would want to know, what does my kids look like? What college education do I need? Who am I going to marry? What does she look like? Or are you going to take away the magic of that experience of being a father and looking at that child and go, oh shit, this is new. This is new. This was unpredictable. This is something I did not expect. But there's a blessing in it. There's a blessing in every lesson. This unexpectedness of life to turn and burn and turn us into something new. I was watching, before we passed out, me and my girl were watching, she's never seen the old 80s Clash of the Titans. I don't know if you guys seen it either, but old school CGI. But the gods would interfere as old predictors of Greek philosophy. When we first started to write down language, the gods would interfere. They would meddle. They would sleep with girls. They would change, all sorts of outcomes for us in our lives. And we would blame it on the gods. By the gods, this is happening, But there's the unpredictability. I believe we created religion to give it some sort of predictability. And as I say that, there's chaos going on in the background with police sirens. You don't know what your life's supposed to be like. But I can tell you this, keep taking a shot at it. Keep giving it into the world and your reality of what you want it to outcome to be. Be like Jordan. They used to have that commercial. Be like Mike. Wanna be like Mike. Be like Mike. Keep taking your shot. It won't not be a basketball game, but in our lives, we can be the best NBA basketball player of our lives. We can dunk. Even though I'm only 5'7", I tell people, I'll never get to play in the NFL. Excuse me. But at least I can ball in my life. And that's the best game going. So I'm going to let you guys pass the ball around with me. We don't know if we're going to win this game, but we're going to try our hardest. And that's all I can ask. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon, if you got anything out of this message, go to YouTube. Get me to my goal. Help me snatch your friend's phone. Just make them subscribe. They won't even know. You won't hurt them. You can thank them. And go be blessed. Go share your blessings in this life. It's unpredictable. Share it while we got it. Smoke it if you got it. Be free and keep taking your shot. Peace. I'll see you on the other side. Let me leave you with the blessing. Amen. Chigathon.